If you think you've seen the best of what the MCU has to offer in terms of its villains, then you'll definitely be blown away with what's to come. I'm AJ Spatola with Top 10 Nerd, and these are the top 10 villains we want to see in the MCU. Let's get right into the swing of things with number 10, Black Cat. Fans have been waiting for this anti-hero to appear at odds with Spider-Man on the big screen for decades. I personally have been waiting my entire life, but it seems like Marvel has just been sleeping on Black Cat. Well, Marvel, it's time to wake up because Felicia Hardy goes hard. Not to mention the next entry in the MCU Spidey series would be the perfect time to introduce Black Cat as Pete's contentious love interest. Now, I know we all ship Tom and Zendaya, no questions asked, but as for the characters they play, Pete is gonna be starting out with a clean slate as everyone's forgotten who he was. So of course now would be the perfect opportunity to introduce a new Heartbreaker. Not to mention Black Cat's ambiguous nature falls right in line with what Marvel's been doing recently with their moral twists on characters, as we saw Loki star as a hero in his own show while Scarlet Witch's character arc went in the total opposite direction. Not only would Felicia add to the roster of morally questionable characters, but she would also make all of us nerds super happy. If you're enjoying this video so far, you can support the channel by pressing like, subscribing to the channel, and ringing that notification bell. At number 9 is Magneto. After Disney's acquisition of Fox and the film rights for X-Men, it's evident that the mutant heroes will eventually make their debut in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, bringing along their greatest and most complex villain, Magneto. Magneto serves as the philosophical counterpoint to X-Men leaders Charles Xavier. While Xavier views humanity as allies and equals, Magneto perceives them as a threat to genetic evolution. These fundamental differences have fueled a long-lasting war between the two leaders and their factions, adding layers of depth and conflict to the narrative. But what sets Magneto apart is his compelling backstory, which shaped his deep-rooted hatred for humanity. His history, combined with his epic rivalry with Xavier, presents the MCU with a wealth of material to explore regarding this powerful and multifaceted villain. Given Magneto's significance with the X-Men lore, he has the potential to become a recurring antagonist or looming threat throughout multiple films in the MCU. With the introduction of the multiverse and subtle hints suggesting the arrival of mutants, it's only a matter of time before Magneto assumes the role as a major villain in the expansive MCU. At number 8 is Galactus. Galactus, the colossal villain who came from the universe that preceded our own, is undoubtedly well overdue for an appearance in the MCU. As the sentient being of immeasurable scale and power, Galactus possesses abilities that surpasses those of numerous Marvel villains encountered by the Avengers. His insatiable hunger drives him to consume entire planets, drawing upon their energy to sustain his own existence. The sheer magnitude of Galactus elevates him to a status akin to that of a deity within the comic book realm, and it's often required monumental alliances and extraordinary efforts to thwart him. Introducing Galactus into the MCU would definitely be an epic undertaking, as the Avengers and the other Marvel heroes would face an unparalleled challenge, testing the limits of their powers, ingenuity, and unity. The sheer scope of Galactus' presence, his limitless power, and the grandeur of the battles fought against him in the comics make him an ideal candidate for a cinematic villain of monumental proportions. A confrontation with Galactus would not only push the boundaries of the MCU, but also provide an opportunity to showcase the full extent of his hero's abilities while captivating audiences with an awe-inspiring spectacle on an intergalactic scale. And as an added bonus, getting Galactus would almost definitely mean we get Silver Surfer, as the two come as a package. And while I'd really like to see them both back on the big screen again, all I can hope is that Galactus keeps his towering physique as opposed to turning him into a cosmic dust cloud like they did for that Fantastic Four movie. At number 7 is Mephisto. Mephisto, the notorious Marvel villain, is long overdue for an appearance in the MCU. With a rich history in the comics, Mephisto has showcased his malevolence by acting as an antagonist to both heroes and villains alike. This unpredictability makes him the perfect wild card for MCU, as his agenda and allegiances remain elusive. Countless YouTube theories have attempted to unravel the mystery of Mephisto's eventual arrival in the MCU, speculating on various possibilities. While many anticipated his debut in the WandaVision series, even associating him with Agatha Harkness's peculiar pet rabbit, Mr. Scratchy, the devilish character has yet to materialize. However, as Marvel ventures further into the realm of horror, the stage is set for Mephisto to finally make his long-awaited appearance. At number 6 is Mr. Sinister. While the enigmatic geneticist has been teased in the X-Men films, it's inevitable that he takes a center stage here. Sinister's immorality and need for manipulating lives make him a formidable foe. He's played a pivotal role in the existence of the Summers family, and his sinister experiments unleashed demons in a catastrophic Inferno event. Sinister's most notorious creation, the Legacy Virus, was a mutant-killing disease that wreaked havoc on the mutant community. Not stopping there, he also decimated the Morlocks, leaving a trail of destruction in his wake. But what truly sets Sinister apart is his chilling worldview, devoid of empathy, pity, or any discernible emotion. His relentless pursuit of knowledge and scientific investigation comes at the expense of countless lives. He is driven by an insatiable desire to understand, leaving ruin and despair in his wake. In a world where villains often possess some redeeming qualities or trace of humanity, Sinister stands out as the embodiment of pure malevolence. At number 5 is Apocalypse. Apocalypse, the most godlike adversary within the X-Men universe, is a villain eagerly anticipated for the MCU. Revered as a deity since the days of the Egyptian pharaohs, Apocalypse possesses immeasurable power, establishing himself as one of the few Marvel villains with indeterminate limits to his abilities, thus making him a formidable global threat. As the oldest mutant on Earth, Apocalypse has repeatedly triumphed over the X-Men and their allies in the comic books. His inexorable quest for planetary domination is fueled by centuries of knowledge and experience, enabling him to stay one step ahead of the X-Men at all times. Witnessing the MCU heroes scramble to keep pace with his calculated moves would be a sight to behold. At number 4 is Annihilus. Annihilus stands poised for an imminent appearance within the MCU. With a rich history woven into Marvel Comics' epoch and stories, he's emerged as both a foe and an ally to the Avengers, leaving an undeniable mark on their collective legacy. As the enigmatic ruler of the treacherous negative zone, Annihilus possesses an unparalleled immortality attained through extensive exposure to cosmic energies. This enduring vitality has made any interaction with him a high-stakes venture, wherein alliances are forged or broken on the brink of annihilation, pun intended. In the comics, Annihilus' status as an immortal antagonist has made him an inexorable force capable of relentless resurrections that span generations within the esteemed family lineage of Reed Richards. One of his most famous acts was the slaying of Johnny Storm, the valiant Human Torch of Fantastic Four. At number 3 are the Klyntars. For all you fake Spidey fans up there, the Klyntars are the original name given to the race of symbiotes like Venom and Carnage. These aliens have always been major players in the Spider-Man mythos and are beloved by fans for their unique and dangerous abilities, as well as their complex relationships with the web-slinging hero. And although Venom got his own standalone films, we've yet to see him or his alien brethren appear in the MCU, save for Eddie's brief cameo in the end credits scene of No Way Home. Not only would Venom's inclusion open the door for a second, and hopefully less emo, take on Black Spider-Man, but it will also give us an opportunity to introduce other symbiotes like the fan favorite Carnage or my personal favorite Toxin. And that's without even mentioning Null and his army of freaking symbiote dragons. You heard me right, symbiote dragons. Feige, come on, please make this happen already. At number 2 is Doctor Doom. As news spreads about the upcoming Fantastic Four movie joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's clear that the arrival of the superheroes team's most iconic antagonist, Doctor Doom, is bound to make an appearance. While many of Marvel's prominent villains originate from the cosmic realms, the inclusion of Doctor Doom would introduce an earthbound adversary capable of rivaling the likes of Thanos. Renowned for his intellect, mystical abilities, and indomitable will, Doom possesses the potential to become an unparalleled force of terror within the MCU. Moreover, the character's enduring popularity among Marvel fans guarantees an enthusiastic reception on his on-screen portrayal. Well, almost guaranteed. With his complex motivation, tragic backstory, and grandiose aspirations, Doctor Doom promises to captivate audiences and serve as a long-term nemesis for the heroes of the MCU. Whether plotting world domination, engaging in political intrigue, or harnessing his formidable technological or mystical powers, the inclusion of Doctor Doom would elevate the stakes to inject a fresh dynamic into the ever-expanding MCU, ensuring his reign of dominance is enjoyed by fans for years to come. And at number 1 is Hobgoblin. Now I bet there are a good portion of you who are surprised that Hobgoblin takes the number 1 spot. Well, get this, ladies and gentlemen, what if I told you that the Hobgoblin has been playing a major role in the MCU Spider-Man films since Homecoming? That's right, Hobgoblin is already in the MCU, but he hasn't taken on the Goblin persona yet. And as for all of you fans who still haven't put 2 and 2 together, one of the, albeit many, alter egos of the Hobgoblin in the comic books is none other than our main man, the glorious Ned Leeds, aka the guy in the chair. This adds a whole new level of depth to that time Ned said to Parker, "I promise you, I won't turn into a supervillain and try to off you." Well, ladies and gents, if fans get our way, that quote will have been completely meaningless. In the comics, Ned was brainwashed into becoming a villain by Roderick Kingsley's Hobgoblin, but personally I wouldn't mind if we just skipped Kingsley altogether and went straight to the downfall of Ned, because I think that we could do a lot better than the brainwashing trope. We already got enough of that with Bucky. And as always, if there's a supervillain you think I've missed, feel free to let me know down in the comments. This has been AJ with Top 10 Nerd, and I'll catch you in another video. Peace out, nerds.